Welcome to Alive with Amanda. We're going to be talking today about how to make yourself really stand apart from other clinicians. I'm going to tell you a story. Earlier this week, I went to a networking event and it was great. It was like a small, intimate networking event of all women. And there were a lot of faces that I did not know. And so I felt really excited to hear about everybody. And so, of course, like every networking event, we went around in a circle and everybody shared who they were. And what really stood out to me were a couple of things. There were a lot of private pay clinicians in the room. And when I listened to them and I heard what they did, they really stood out to me. I was like, wow, these are really clinicians who are serious about their training and serious about mental health. They shared unique niches that they had. Nobody said, I work with anxiety clients who can only come during the day, something like that, which I hear a lot of people, and I totally get it, might not want to work all evening hours and might not want to work with specific kinds of clients, and I totally get it. But again, what stood out to me was really their approach. A lot of them led with the trainings that they had. They all had advanced trainings. It wasn't like I did this certificate and I have one training. They talked about the continuous training that they did. Some of them were talking about week-long trainings that they went to other states and immersed themselves in things like psychodrama. And a lot of people talked about intensives that they did with trauma clients through a EMDR lens. And it was just really stood out to me how much training that these clinicians had. Nobody talked about what kind of marketing they did. Nobody talked about, how they got their clients per se, but I could tell that the way that they presented themselves in that room was how they attracted their clients. These are where, if other clinicians get stuck, if they have clients that they haven't had any progress with, or clients that really need specific treatment, this is where they're going. I realized that and I was like, wow, what an incredible room of people to be in. And so when I think about my practice and I think about maybe your practices, and I think about working with people who want to have a private pay practice, it just goes back to the riches are in the niches, right? And it's not just saying I'm a couples counselor. It's that I am a couples counselor. I'm a level 3 Gottman certified therapist. I go to, I've trained directly with the Gottmans. I go to, a week-long, I'm making it up, like EFT training. And I continue to, study this. I continue to immerse myself in this. It's not just like, hey, I'm a couples counselor and therefore I have a niche, therefore everybody's going to pay me a ton of money to do that. No, it's really about immersing yourself in the training, immersing yourself in the knowledge, and really becoming the very best therapist you can become. Really making yourself stand apart when you go to a networking event. Really having people connect with the work that you do and being really authentic about it, but also sharing the amazing things that you've done to get where you're at. I do think training sometimes is undervalued in our field. I think that there are tons of training opportunities. I think it's great, and I've done some amazing trainings, but I think that really niche specific training is really what sets people apart. So I want you to think about, what are you passionate about? What really makes you stand out? What can you get an advanced training in? And I totally understand that that might not be accessible to everybody, especially the younger that you are. When I was just starting out, I didn't do a lot of trainings, didn't have any money to do any trainings, right? And so luckily I was at an agency who did provide me with some training, so that was very helpful. So if you are just starting out, maybe find an agency that does provide trainings. I'm gonna give you a recommendation on where to find high quality trainings. But first, I want to thank our sponsor, TherapyNotes. If you are looking for an electronic health record that's really full service, one that can help you run your practice, whether you're in person or virtual, they do have a free telehealth option. Whether you accept insurance or private pay, you can bill insurance through there, and there is a portal you can accept credit cards. I want you to check out TherapyNotes. I love TherapyNotes because it's so fantastic to run a group practice. So if you're ever thinking about running a group practice, I always tell people, please check out TherapyNotes. It will make your life simpler. I see so many people eventually switching over to TherapyNotes when they run a group practice, and I'm like, you should have done this way earlier, because it is so helpful in running a group practice. So I want you to check out TherapyNotes. So I found a really great resource for high quality trainings. It's called the Cognitive Behavioral Institute, CBI, and they offer low cost trainings that are evidence-based. I've taken some of their trainings. We've sent our clinicians to their trainings. And what I love about it is it's not like just a 1 hour or 2 hour training. I love 1 and 2 hour training to get so much knowledge, but what we needed for our practice is for people to really get a foundation. So they have trainings in OCD, EXRP, 28 hours, 4 days, DBT, 4-day, 28 hours. They do CBT. They have so many trainings, and the trainers are amazing. And so if you are looking to get started with your trainings, that is a great place to go, because again, the price is really good. I think we paid like $100 for 28 hours of training. Like, how amazing is that? We sent a couple people to the DBT training and the EXRP training, and I really think it was like $100, and I was blown away. And so I'll link that in the video, but I definitely want you to check them out because it's a great way to get started on your training journey. I will see you soon, everybody. Bye.